Joining us now for their perspectives on what has transpired, Republican strategist Ford O'Connell and Josh Orton, senior advisor at Progressive United, former leadership aide to Senate Majority Leader Harry Reid. Josh Skyping in from Madison, Wisconsin, and Ford, of course, there in D.C. Gents, we thank you very, very much. I made mention of the fact that both these candidates heading into the general election are branding themselves as outsiders as a selling point. Take a listen to the commercials basically introducing each candidate.
Long before he led the Reebok turnaround, long before he turned around Dollar General, and yes, long before David Perdue had run some of America's largest companies, he just helped his family grow watermelons in Middle Georgia.
What's going on in Washington has to stop. Politicians fighting and bickering, and too often forgetting about the people they're supposed to represent.
So, those are the ads introducing the candidates. What do you think's going to happen? Ford, first to you, a Republican reconciliation. How important is it for Jack Kingston and Mr. Perdue to hit the trail together in fairly short order?
Extremely important. Georgia represents the best opportunity for Democrats to pick up a currently held Republican seat. And if Republicans don't win in Georgia, they're not going to take the Senate in 2014. So frankly, it's very important. And basically the entire Republican base in Georgia has to unify because Michelle Nunn is an extremely strong candidate, JD.
Well, now that there's a candidate, it's going to be easier for that to happen. There's a strong streak, a red streak through the state of Georgia, and just recently could be even classified as a purple state. But there's also some issues that could plague Perdue here. We heard Matt Towery mention his family name. Former Georgia Governor Sonny Perdue faced some questions about a land deal. Current Governor Nathan Deal is under the microscope as well for some ethics complaints. Josh, we'll talk to you a little bit about this. Is this an area of vulnerability that you think the Democrat Michelle Nunn is going to try to capitalize on here?
Sure, absolutely. You know, I think Perdue has two big liabilities. One is he's claiming to be an outsider and talking about how he wants to go and get things done in Washington. But early on, he said that he wants to go and prosecute the first part of the Obama administration. This is not someone who seems like a guy who wants to go to D.C. and get things done. He wants to grab headlines for himself as an outsider and as a far-right Republican. Now, that's fine, but it's really sort of in conflict with the type of Republican he's talking about running as. The second thing is obviously what you're talking about. He has big liabilities, and a lot of those liabilities still haven't come out yet. I think it was actually Jack Kingston early on in the primary said, you don't really know what you're going to get with this guy. Obviously, his brand of capitalism caused a lot of problems for a lot of workers. He has this consistent pattern of giving himself bonuses, profiting for himself, but sending jobs overseas and laying off workers. So I think there's a lot of things that Perdue is going to have to address. And frankly, I think there's a lot of things that still haven't come out yet.
Yeah, and so, you know, you look at that there, right there. We heard all this introduced by Kingston. What makes you think that the general election is going to be any different? Because that did not seem to affect Perdue during the primary or the runoff.
Well, yeah, no, I think that it's one thing to have a conversation among Republicans talking about, you know, whether the Obama administration is the second worst president ever or the worst president ever. But I think when you get into the general election and start talking about jobs to Georgia voters, and you're talking to not just Republican voters, but independent voters, moderate voters, and some Democratic voters, you know, I think the conversation is going to switch. And frankly, I think the Nunn campaign and the Democratic Party was waiting to see who they were going to run against before actually having the full conversation. Perdue has has liabilities that we've already talked about, but again, we really haven't had this conversation about the type of almost Mitt Romney brand of capitalism that he's going to have to run on in the general.
Well, now it's interesting you would mention that, Josh. Let's get to Ford because we're hearing Josh already trot out this notion of here's a successful businessman, but that's negative. And it's interesting, the Democrat Senatorial Campaign Committee executive said this about Mr. Perdue, quote, "It's clear multi-millionaire David Perdue is only looking out for himself." The words of Guy Cecil, the executive director of the DSCC. So Ford, are they going to be able to make David Perdue into a Southern fried Mitt Romney?
Well, that's exactly what they want to do, and Michelle Nunn's already sharpening her populist message, if you will. I will say this. I have done work in Georgia on runoffs, including with Saxby Chambliss. I'm going to say this. That's very nice of Josh to say that's a very progressive D.C., Wisconsin thing. This is still Georgia. What David Perdue really needs to do here, he's very undefined. He needs to get out there and introduce himself to voters at large. Run his narrative from now until September. He needs people to know who David Perdue is. And frankly, what he needs to do with Michelle Nunn is very simple. Tie her to Barack Obama and Harry Reid. Nationalize this election, stay on message, and let the pro-GOP political winds of 2014 drag you to victory. Do not get off message. Do not get cute. Do not make elitist gaffes. And for the love of all that is holy, please do not talk about contraception unless you're for it.
Well, there is Ford with what he believes to be the prescription for electoral success for David Perdue. And it is interesting, Mr. Perdue has said he'll push back against the current administration. We spoke on it earlier, but let's take a look at the direct quote from David Perdue. Quote, "I respect Michelle Nunn. I respect her family. I will prosecute the failed record of the last 6 years of Barack Obama." Now, Josh, I can appreciate the fact that we may have differences of opinion philosophically, but in terms of where the president's numbers are headed, and we're talking Georgia after all, do you really think that Michelle Nunn is going to be able to divorce herself from the current administration or your old boss, Harry Reid?
Well, yeah, no, I don't think that either candidate in this race is going to wrap their arms around anybody in Washington right now. But when we talk about prosecuting the last 6 years of the Obama administration, I'm going to guess that voters in Georgia aren't looking for an episode of Judge Judy, where all we're doing is rehashing the same arguments we've had for the last 6 years. Obviously, David Perdue has a record as a businessman. He wants to run on that. But as Mitt Romney found, there's more to the record than just the top line messaging. You know, you're going to have to examine the companies that he had, the decisions he made as an executive, and how he treated his workers and how he treated jobs versus how he took compensation for himself. I think that there's going to be a long conversation about this. And look, I agree with Ford that it's in Perdue's interest to tie Michelle Nunn to everybody in Washington and talk about how, you know, she's going to be the next, Paul Wellstone. But that's just the first conversation.
Right, yeah, Josh, we're running low on time. Let's let Ford jump in.
2012, Mitt Romney won Georgia 53-45. The key here is for David Perdue is to stay on message. Do not let Michelle Nunn hide behind her famous last name and make stands on things that Obama has done that Georgians don't find palatable. That's the whole key. You actually don't have to do anything. All you have to do is draft the political wins. Do not get yourself caught up in minutia. That's how Republicans lose.
An inspiring type of politics.
Well, we are going to, of course, I would imagine. I don't want to state the obvious here, but we do have a female candidate versus a male candidate. We've already seen the early push for another war on women in this election, led by Democrats this time. We can imagine that's going to come up again. Josh, is this a mistake? Could this backfire on Democrats this time around in Georgia? Because Perdue has had a lot of appeal with female voters, particularly evangelical female voters.
Look, I never think it's a mistake to have a female candidate running as a Democrat.
No, we're not saying that, but we're talking about the issue, bringing birth control up again.
And I think obviously, I understand Ford's perspective and I understand the political strategy behind this. But of course, there's going to be a conversation about women's issues. Women's are half of the electorate. Women care about their own health and their own rights. And of course, this is going to come up. Look, the National Republicans have a problem, which is they've gotten in bed with the far right religious conservative wing, which has gone way, way far on contraception, on choice. This is going to be a liability for Republican candidates all across the map. And so, of course, we're going to talk about it.
70% Southern Baptist. Wow. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think that Perdue should make any gaffes on women's issues. But understand, my friend, this is not San Francisco. This is Georgia. This is the home of the Bible Belt.
I've got news for you. They use contraception in Georgia.
Yeah, they do, but they don't talk about it like they do in other places. And they do vote on these social issues in Georgia.
And it's worth noting there's also a town in Georgia named Rome, but it sure ain't the place where the Roman Empire started. Look, a lot of things going on in the Peach State as this campaign unfolds. We look forward to having you both back on. Thank you so much for a very spirited, invigorating discussion. Let's get back together real soon. Fair enough?
You bet.
Fair enough, my friends.
All righty. So you hear from the left and the right, and you betcha, just like the buzzards going back to Hinckley, Ohio, the Democrats are going to hit that war on women theme.
You know they are, but what's really fascinating about this race here, JD, is that just one state away, in Mississippi, really 2 states away technically, but very interesting southern race right there, very different race playing out in Georgia, but of course evangelical voters are still playing a role. Social issues still matter in the South, and all politics are local, as they say.
And you got to win with conservative voters in a Republican primary. America's Forum continues after this.